AI assistant?
Yeah, I'm going to start with this. Oh, that's working perfect. 2 things now. Even better than this. So, attack discovery first. So we are in security right now. Imagine that I'm an analyst and I connect to this UI pretty much every day and look at the alerts I'm getting, the incidents I'm getting. So in this example, I have 19 alerts. The screen is giving me some information about how critical they are, where are they happening, 2 host names here. I also have quite a good amount of information about what they are individually, those 19 alerts. Of course, there's details. It uses the minor attack framework. So if you're familiar with those type of alerts and attack, you probably know what you need to do at this point. But that's not the case for everyone. You have different level of analysts. Not all analysts are familiar with those type of alerts. So now what we want to be the default experience for every cybersecurity professional that connects to Elastic is to use attack discovery. So attack discovery, like Ken explained, leverages also an LLM in the background. And what it does is it takes all the alerts you have and try to stitch them together. What I have here is out of the 19 alerts I have 3 attacks. And I'm just gonna go one by one here and give you some level of detail. So the first one I'm getting, I see a sequence of event here. If I summarize, and it's not too small, on the screen what you see is that there was a process that ran and created an exploit here, just an incident where the consequence is privilege escalation. So essentially taking over a host. What you see under here is the attack chain, and you notice that we don't necessarily have all the data flowing into Elastic, but regardless of not having, for example, the peripheral data in your system, for example, the endpoint data, if you don't have all the data, we're still able to show you what the attack looks like based on what you sent in Elastic. If I go a little bit further, you can see here that there is like an event that happens in time, and we're able to see that there's a command and control as well that has been triggered at some point. But what's really interesting, I really like this third one because there's a lateral move that happened. And if you're not familiar with those type of attacks, you sometimes have an adversary in your system and they stay silent for days or weeks, sometimes for months. And they try to go laterally from one host to another. And so those are stuff that we are able to detect first just through alerting. But now we're able to reconstruct the entire attack chain and present you that chain, and then you're able to take an action with that, and even prevent, because here we see that there was an exfiltration, and of course that's for the demo, but you're able to just stop the attack at some phases of the attack chain. So that is attack discovery. Remember, if you're in cybersec and you're using Elastic, if you're not using attack discovery, that's a mistake. You need to upgrade your workflow and start using that by default, just not to lose time. Of course, just the spirit of Elastic is we're trying to simplify everything for you from an experience perspective, but that doesn't mean that we're hiding and we're not giving you control. Again, I can go to the alerts and go deep into the alerts, and then I can also go what we call it timeline and start investigating through the data. Maybe even do some queries and start hunting by myself without having to use attack discovery only. I'll show that in the SQL later. All right, switching gears to observability. Now we're talking about a microservice that's called Cart Service Hotel. I'm in the observability side of the solution. I am looking at application performance monitoring, so APM, mainly traces coming from my application stack. I'm in the service view and I look at the errors for that specific microservice. What I can see is that there is quite a lot of errors over time. At this point, the other thing I see is that this is a .NET service that uses OpenTelemetry, which is deployed in Kubernetes. And I'm an SRE. I haven't built that service. I know those things, but that's not my creation. So I'm kind of stuck in front of this thing. So what I can do is start investigating. Of course, there is data in the traces, so I can look at the stack trace and see that now I have, okay, I have Redis involved, which I'm not an expert of. So, a couple of things. At this point of the workflow, I can go and start chatting with the AI assistant we have. But the one thing we wanted for our users is to embed that into the experience of the RCA, so the root cause analysis. And we have really two choices. I want to take Exner, we could have done like our competitors and build a garbage assistant and just leave you with that. Or we could build an assistant that uses RAG. And which means that we are able to go through the entire signals you have within Elastic. Regardless of what they are, they can be metrics, logs, APM, they can be a knowledge base or a metadata database you want to bring into Elastic. Doesn't matter. Our AI system goes through all of that, and that's what we have here. When I expand this, I'm asking the assistant to just start investigate through the signals and tell me what's going on. A little bit slow, but we're going to get there. So, of course, it will tell you what you would expect in terms of structure, kind of breaking down the error and trying to tell you what's going on in the description, the potential causes here, with maybe the Redis server is down, maybe there's a network issue, the next step. But what's really interesting in that generated content is what I just explained. This is a RAG. So it goes into the indices that you connected with, you connected to it. So one of the index I have is the GitHub issues I have in my organization. And it's nice because it tells you that there was a GitHub issue that was created some time ago about this specific service, and there was a fix that has been made, but it didn't work. So now, not only as an SRE, I'm getting into the script, there's errors, and I'm trying to investigate, but the AI assistant is giving you all the context that the extended team has done on this service, so you're not duplicating effort and you know what's going on, right? That's the assistant.
Can't fix the process of not addressing action items from RCA. Like, this should have been fixed, right?
This should have been fixed.
All right.
It's in your team.
It's my team?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to look into that one.